All right. So where are we talking from today?
Coburg. Well, I'm in Coburg, Ontario.
Same
And
here.
Ian?
Yeah, same here, Coburg,
Yeah.
Ontario.
Yeah. Okay. So how far do you guys live apart? Are you just in separate rooms right now?
We're like five solid minutes apart.
That's okay. I guess everything's kind of close in Coburg unless you live outside of town.
Yeah, exactly. It's always a quick 5-minute drive anywhere.
A lot is made of the band being inspired and brought together by the isolation of rural small town living. I wonder, had you grown up in a large city within the same proximity of each other, if you would have been inspired to start a band together?
That's an interesting question. I think obviously it's tough to say, but I can imagine that we would still love music because I think that's like an intrinsic part of who we are, but maybe our band wouldn't sound as cool is what I think.
I would agree. I think uh, where we're from kind of has always given us a bit of an edge and feeling a bit like outsiders in the type of music that we like to play. So I think it's made us a bit more critical, you know?
And the two of you, you both go back a long way. How old were you when you two first met?
We were 4 years old, first day of junior kindergarten.
And what was your junior kindergarten teacher's name?
Uh, Miss Farquharson,
Shout
All
out.
right.
big shout out.
And did you guys share classes coming up through public and high school?
For the most part, yeah.
Has there ever been a time that you were separated and off on other paths, or did you always have that focus together to move forward together in this kind of a partnership?
Yeah, I mean, I went to a different school for a little while because we were both in French immersion, and after a few years of that, I realized that I could not speak a lick of French. I remember my dad came to try to help me with homework, and he said, "Okay, what does it say?" And I said, "I don't know. It's in French." So I had to move schools. Um, but I mean, we've always been close and in touch and sharing music and whatnot since as long as I can remember.
What do you think it was about French immersion that didn't allow you to absorb things? Was it something that just really didn't interest you, or was it an aptitude thing? Because I know languages can be different for different people.
I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't consider myself the most academic person in general. So I think learning a whole new language as well as learning how to do simple mathematics was kind of complicated for me. So I think I needed to take one element of that whole thing away.
Now, do you look back on that time now, or do you think maybe in the future you might look back at that and say, "Gee, I wish I could have absorbed it and gotten more out of it"?
No, I don't necessarily think so because I think all the things that set me apart and set us apart are kind of more life experience things rather than things I actually learned in school and whatnot.
So tell me how the last 14 pandemic months have been going for you guys.
We made a record, which is called Bummer, and it's coming out June 4. And it's, in my opinion, some of the best rock music. We're really proud of it. Um, Other than that, we've been doing the same thing as everyone else, locked in our spots, playing some online video games, just kind of waiting so that we can go tour again. That's like a big part of this band, is playing shows. So yeah, just trying to stay positive and working on music.
Speaking of online video games, you have a promotional video game for the new single Family Van. You want to tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's like a 8-bit like adventure game where you take control of Ian's minivan and you got to drive Ian and I to Toronto in time for our show and pick up our friends Sanjay and Jake along the way. Uh, and it's pretty fun. There's a little leaderboard and stuff. And yeah, anyone that wants to play that, you can find it on our website or familyvanthegame.com. Yeah, and I'll see you on the leaderboards.
That's pretty cool. Now, can you play that? Can you play that online with your friends at the same time, like you can other video games?
No, not yet, but we're thinking of adding some DLC to try and cash in on that, like Fortnite craze and stuff.
I was just looking at your website a couple of minutes ago. It looks like something from 1998.
Oh yeah, thank you, thank you. We take that as a compliment.
Yeah, yeah, I know you did it on purpose. Yeah, there's a site actually called the Old Net, and it allows anybody to go to archive.org and automatically pull up a Yahoo page from whatever year from 1996 until 2007. So I was thinking of that when I
Really, eh?
saw your site for the first time.
Kinda cool.
Got a kick out of it. So were
That's
you
fun.
guys fully into emerging technology when it came out? It appears that way.
Yeah, I was pretty down with it. My family didn't get Wi-Fi until kind of after all my friends had Wi-Fi though, so I kind of missed out on that one. That was kind of weird. But I got Wi-Fi now.
I know working during the pandemic would be difficult. I'm just wondering if it creates opportunities for the creative process when you don't have as much inspiration, or not the usual inspiration that you had during normal times.
Yeah, I mean, specifically with everything that's happened now, we were actually sort of allowed some extra time to be critical with writing music for this album because we were initially supposed to record in April, but then everything shut down, so we had some more time to kind of think on things. So like we've kind of almost benefited from that in a way to sound without trying to sound arrogant, but I mean, I like to try to see positives in almost everything, and luckily, I think things like that happen for us quite a bit, which is kind of interesting and cool. But yeah, if that answers the question.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if there was any time throughout this process where you might have thought we're overthinking, but judging from your answer, you're kind of pleased with the opportunity to be able to have a second glance at things.
Yeah, I think it's always a fine balance between being uh critical um out of like love for your music and then taking it too far and just kind of hurting your own feelings. So we walk a fine line there. But I think especially with rock music, it's important to be very critical of yourself because it's been around for a long time and it's very easy to do something that someone else has done and just doesn't really um, capture what the true essence of rock should be, which is something unique.
Being a two-piece, do you guys model after anybody? Let me put it a different way. If there were no White Stripes or any other groups of the ilk, do you think you still would have been a two-piece, or did they kind of liberate or validate your ideas before you move forward in that format?
No, I think we'd still be a two-piece. We're just a two-piece because we couldn't find anyone in Coburg to play bass for us. So that's just kind of the way it happened, and we stuck with it. And yeah, here we are now.
And how did you align yourselves with the right team to get you to the place that we're talking about right now?
We saw a lot of like early success on Spotify and stuff, which kind of shot us into the music industry way faster than we were prepared for. But I guess like if I have any advice, it's just that you gotta only work with people that are kind and people that are cool. Um, and yeah, don't go for the big names unless you get a good vibe from them.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
that's been like our guiding compass. It's like it's all based on good vibes.
What are the nearer term plans? It looks like things might be starting to open up a little bit more down in the U.S., and I know you'd like to spend a little more time there, but obviously you want to get out and break out the rust and get your feet wet again. I presume you have some plans over the next 3-4 months that'll get you on your feet again.
Yeah, well, we just announced that we're going to be playing Reading and Leeds in UK today. Which yeah, it's in August, and we're hoping to do a couple other festivals around that. And then we just announced the Bummer Tour, which is going to be in support of our debut album, happening in September and October of 2021. That's through the US, and there's some Canadian dates to come. We're just waiting on things to not look so grim up here, so that we can know we're not we don't want to announce any dates that have to get canceled or adjusted because that's always a bummer
Yeah.
for everyone.
But the Reading Festival, that's very exciting, and it also has its challenges too, because you're not necessarily playing for people that come out to see you. It's a different kind of audience.
Oh, I think we'll have plenty of people coming to see us. We do pretty well in the UK, and we've done a lot of work to build a pretty large following there. And I'm pretty stoked. I think we're gonna have a pretty awesome crowd.
Who else is on the bill this year?
We're playing on the same day as like Post Malone. There's a couple sick rock bands we're on the pit stage. There's a couple cool ones like Dead Poets Society, Bad Flower. I think D-Mob Happy's playing. I'm not sure if they're playing on our day though, but it's a pretty sweet lineup. No.
And how long do you guys get to play for?
Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe 45 minutes or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard to get warmed up. You're just starting to build a little bit of a sweat, and all of a sudden the stage manager is there going at the clock. It's time because we gotta do the turnover and get the next band on. It runs on a pretty tight schedule.
No, we're not worried about that. We're warmed up within the first 30 seconds.
Oh, good for you guys. That's great. That's unusual.
We got this.
Good for you. Okay. Well, listen, congratulations on everything so far. I think it's going to be an exciting year, pandemic notwithstanding. Great to see you guys, and continued success and best wishes to everyone.
Thank you.
Take care.
Yeah, take care, man.